Alright, what's up? We got a Exodia deck profile. Before we begin, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also, huge shout out to TCG Playmats. This playmat that you're seeing underneath, this was made by them. I just got it. Love it. Great material. Card slides smoothly across it. Definitely would go recommend following them on Instagram, Facebook. And if you want to, get some of their mats. Their mats are really high quality and at a very reasonable price. All right, let's get right into this deck profile. We're going to start off with the engine. So required engine for the Exodia cards. Obviously, you have to start with all 5 pieces of Exodia. This is just a required cards for the deck. They are bricks to draw into, but there is ways to recycle them into the deck. And likewise, next we play triple copies of Heart of the Blue Eyes, triple copies of Sengenjin, triple copy of Shield of the Millennium Dynasty, and 2 copies of Golem that guards the Millennium Treasures. This is the engine that I'm playing. Heart of the Blue Eyes is an amazing extender out of Rage of the Abyss. Just added that little oomph that the deck needed, the more consistency. This deck can play really well around pretty much all the hand traps. You get Ash. If you have the right cards in hand, you can go around that. Droll, same thing like with Ash. Nibiru, I play around Nibiru every time. The only way I wouldn't play around Nibiru is if I have to dig deeper into my extra deck, which means going into my Link monsters. But other than that, I do not summon more than 5 times in one turn. Alright, now for the engine, for the main engine spells, of course we got triple copies of Millennium Ankh, 2 copies of Weju Temple, 2 copies of Obliterate Blaze. And for the traps, for engine, we played triple copies of Exodia, Fires of Rage. A lot of people I've seen are playing 2 copies of Exodia and 1 copy of Obliterate Blaze. I've gone into some scenarios where they, like, 1 copy of Blaze gets banished. So, like, what if you only run 1? It gets banished. You can't use it. And that's what allows you to OTK with this deck. Exodia is really nice to draw into, and then setting off of the Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate. It's kind of like, your opponent does not expect it, is why I'm running this at 3. Now for non-engine, this is what helps this deck a lot in board breaking your opponent. Obviously, we start off with triple copies of Shifter. This deck can play under Shifter and play Shifter at 3 copies. It's just amazing card. It stops a lot of the meta decks. Stops Bell, stops Snake Eyes. Tenpai, a little worried about that, but I have faith in this deck. And then I play triple copies of Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. It's really great for that life point gain. Especially with the Unstoppable Exodia, gaining life points equal to your attack. If you have like 100,000 attack, then that's pretty insane. 1 copy of Lava Golem for breaking your opponent's board. Then we got the spells, non-engine spells. We got triple copies of Heatwave. This is what also allows this deck to OTK a lot. You play Heatwave, you set up for your next, next turn to OTK your opponent. Your opponent really cannot play around Heatwave unless you're playing like a pacifist deck where you only play normal monsters. Other than that, Heatwave is amazing. And a card that I've been seeing getting more and more plays is Deck Lockdown. I am playing triple copies of Deck Lockdown. It shuts off all of the meta decks. It stops your opponent, stops both players from adding cards from their deck to their hand, which can cause problem for this deck, but if you have already all the cards in your hand, it's not a big deal. Also prevents you from special summoning from the deck, both from special summoning from the deck. This deck, no special summoning from the deck. All the special summoning is one from the extra deck, really, and all the rest are from the spell and trap zone. This is why this deck is so good, because it can play under the Molt Charming cards. It does no special summoning from hand or deck, and then also with the extra deck, I only do one, so it's basically just a trade-off, one card for one. This deck can play around a lot of the staple cards that are breaking the meta right now, and playing cards that can break the meta. And then, of course, we play the one copy of Secret Village of the Spellcasters, because Exodia is a spellcaster. And this has won me a lot of matches because I play Exod, wipe their board, play Secret Village, and they can't activate any new spells, which can really hurt a lot of decks. It's helped me today. I've done a few duels with this deck today. I went up against a Snake Eyes Fire King, and I won against that, 2-0 sweep. Now for the extra deck, there's really only 3 cards I really say required in extra deck, and that is our triple copies of the Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate. This card is insane. Cannot be destroyed by card effects, and you it's a once per turn spell and trap negate, unless you have more than one on the field. If that's the case, you get more than one spell and trap negate during the turn. It's so easy to get out. You just play Ankh, revealing all 5 pieces of Exodia from your hand, deck, or field. Special summon that, and that's what enables you to OTK your opponent, because it gains attack equal to your life points during the battle phase. This is what I have so far for the rest of the extra deck. I really don't have too much concern or favors of what I'm gonna play. But Zeus is good. Really good for board breaking. Dengirsu, really good because I can go into level 8s or rank 8 with Sengenjin and Heart of the Blue Eyes, or 2 Sengenjins, or 2 Heart of the Blue Eyes. For the links, I'm really only playing... I need to get my SP from my other deck, but I am playing an SP, a BLS Soldier of Chaos, a Selene, and an access code talker. These are good just in case if I do get stopped, and really great for just link climbing and breaking my opponent's board. If I can't OTK with Exodia, I can sure hell try with access code. Side deck is not complete, just a side note on that. But here's what I got so far for it. I got triple copies of Power Filter. This shuts off some of the meta decks, a lot of the meta decks. It shuts off Yubel. It shuts off Mimighoul. I've been seeing a lot of Mimighoul plays at our locals, and it just is gonna be a pain in the butt if I cannot shut that off. I played the 1 copy of Harpy's Feather Duster. I play triple copies of Raigeki, just for the board breaking. And then I will be playing triple copies of Crossout. 2 copies of Threatening Roar. I do not have those cards on me right now. I will have to find those. And then 3 copies of Molt Charming Fualis. It's a really great one, because if they try and take on the Molt Charming challenge and try and deck you out, well, I have Exodia. And if they draw into them, well, it's an auto win for me. So that's pretty much the deck profile. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Obviously, let me know in the comments what you think. If you want to see any other deck profiles, I can see what I can do. Share it with your friends. And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.